Now we're live.
Alright, we're live?
Yep, we're live. We're live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Alright, hello, everyone. I have a story to tell.
Yep, very special story.
A very special story about a very special individual. And a bioattack that happened in a dorm room.
Bio experiment that happened in the dorm room. Now, we're not going to call him his real name. We're going to call him Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
Yep.
Yeah, good old Mike.
So for context here, if I haven't brought it up already, both me and him went to a tech school in the state called MCTI. This is what this video is focused on. And there is a particular student that harassed both of us that we're going to enlighten you with today. So go ahead, tell everyone what happened.
Well, this individual was known for being kind of a weird bird. He would harass the people of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Club. I remember he got banned from that while we were there. Because one of his lovely traits was he liked to argue. I had another student in my dorm with me. We all lived in these little dorms. And I had another student in my dorm with me. And this individual, Mike, we'll call him, would come to my door, because I left it open, and he would harass me and this other student. Over the course of maybe an hour or 2 hours, me and this other student were hanging out in my dorm, playing video games, talking, and this Mike would come by and bug us, or say something stupid, or ask a stupid question, and then leave. The entire time he would visit our dorm and do these things, he had no shoes on. I didn't think anything of it. I just went, okay, I guess he's not wearing shoes today. The time reaches around 12 o'clock at night.
I was literally getting ready to go to bed, and then this happened.
And I say to this other student, I'm like, all right, I'll see you tomorrow. It's midnight. And he leaves, and I go to shut my door.
For context, I was not this other student. I was in my own room before he went, hey, I'll see you, good night, and then said this.
Yeah, I see this other student walking down the hall. And I go to close my door. And I can smell a very smelly smell in my dorm room. And it smells like cat piss mixed with just diarrhea in a toilet. It is like the worst smell. It wasn't like a poop smell. It was a pungent, like funky, weird kind of. It's hard to describe. It was not a poop smell. And I call this other student over before he gets halfway down the hall, and I say, hey, can you come here for a second? And he's like, yeah, sure, what's up? And I said, come over here and smell the floor. And so he bends down, and he smells the spot on the floor where this awful stench is coming from. And he takes a big whiff, and he goes, fucking, And so I proceed to get proof of this awful smell. I knock on every dorm door on our hall.
Yep, including mine.
At midnight, so I can get proof that there was a smell. Mike included said it wasn't his fault.
Let me describe to you what this looked like. You know, like all those crime movies where they like leave a chalk outline of like a body on the floor? There are like 2 perfectly formed footprint marks on the floor from where he was standing.
Yeah, just to add a little more context to how bad this was, the school used to have in each dorm room carpet. They figured it would be easier for us to clean it if they replaced it with this cheap, like, fake wood linoleum. There were 2 yellow and white translucent footprints in my dorm room, right in front of my door where Mike had been standing barefoot 10 or 20 minutes earlier, emanating this awful stench. So I had to have proof because he would argue over the silliest things. He once argued with me whether a car was a truck. So I needed proof from other students. And if you are hearing this, anyone who went to school with us, you know who you are and you were there. And you can corroborate this story. If any of you see this. And Travis came up with this amazing line as we're all standing in the hall together.
For this to be funny, we have to explain his nickname. We called him, well, we didn't call him that before, but after this, we called him Glugans. So I saw this footprint on a store, or not on a store, that doesn't make any sense. I saw this footprint on the floor, and I thought, Mike, he was in his room, he left behind his glutoplasm. I was thinking like Ghostbusters, and how like ghosts leave behind ectoplasm.
He did, in fact, leave behind his glutoplasm on our floor. I don't know how you can just be that unhygienic, not wash your feet, and leave yellow, white, translucent footprints on somebody else's floor while being barefoot. I have never smelled that bad in my life.
It's for context too. This was like right after COVID. This probably would have been like what, 2021, early 2021.
Yeah, it was 2021.
Just before I turned 21. I know that, but it wasn't like, you know, shut down. But usually there'd be 2 people to a dorm, and then there's a shared bathroom between the 2. So there'd be 4 people for, you know, 1 bathroom. At this point, they had 1 person in each dorm room, and 1 person would use that bathroom. So it was reduced capacity, which I'm very glad I was actually able to go at that time, because, God, I don't know how I would have gotten through if I had to share my dorm with 3 other people.
Brother, I would shoot myself if I had to do that. But I'm telling you, this man was full of scumbola. He was full of scumbola and crust.
There were just so many people that just did not know how to wash themselves at that school.
Yeah, there was Funky Motherfucker.
Yeah, Funky Motherfucker, yeah. So this is a different one from when I was at the bowling alley. Well, I wanted to just bring that up now. So, I worked at the bowling alley there, because they had something called, it was leisure services. So you could get a job at school. And I ran the bowling alley. That was one of my jobs there. Pretty much you had to be in the automotive program to run that, because they didn't really trust anyone else to
touch the machines.
Yeah, it's because if they want someone who's mechanically inclined to be able to touch machines back there. And it's funny because Mike, you know, he worked at the bowling alley too, and if one of the machines broke, he wouldn't bother trying to fix it. He'd just shut it off. I don't know if you knew that. That's what he'd do.
I did not know that. He was that lazy.
Sometimes it would be like a pin jam, and then you have to go back there and fix it. Instead of going back there to fix it, he would just shut the machine off for the night.
You know, no one gets to bowl. You're not allowed.
So, alright, Funky Motherfucker was this one guy. I think he was in custodial. I'm not sure what trade he was in. I don't want to sound too mean about these people, because, you know, this is a rehabilitation school. They were there to, like, learn how to function as normal humans. But come on! So this guy... Oh no, this is Greasy Motherfucker. This wasn't Funky Motherfucker. I'll get to that point. So this guy, I hand him a bowling ball. He bowls for a bit. And then he hands me the bowling ball back. And my first thought is, damn, this bitch Greasy.
he had left his own plutoplasm on
yeah, I'm
that
sorry. I'm
ball.
trying not to laugh so much because it's not. It's just funny to think back about it now. Because he'd come in there and every time, like, I'd give him a pair of shoes, he'd give me them back, I'd have to hose down the shoes that he wore a lot more than everyone else because it would smell so bad.
I just want to point out that there are guys out there that know every single Smash Brothers combo possible, but they neglect the most important combo in life, which is water and soap.
Soap and water, yeah, I know. Which
Christ
leads us to
handbasket.
Fuck you, motherfucker. Which, yeah, like, a lot of these people, I would just give, like... I had a lot of people that would just call it motherfucker. So there was Greasy Motherfucker, which was that guy that, you know, gave me the greasy bowling ball. Funky Motherfucker was this guy that was in IT. So pretty much we had... The school bought a Switch. And every once in a while they had like a Smash Bros. Tournament. Go ahead, what are you saying?
That was my mistake. I told them to get one. I apologize for any future students that have to deal with the unbridled autism that is going to come from that decision.
And it's probably still coming from that decision to this day. So, I think I was playing as, like, Isabel or something. I don't remember who I was playing with. Because I called Isabel the funny yellow dog. So I was playing as Isabel, and in Smash Bros, if you fall over the edge, you're supposed to recover. So you can, like, jump up back on the platform. I did not grow up playing Nintendo like Drew did. Or any of these other kids did. So I didn't know you were supposed to recover. So I just fall off the edge. And then this funky motherfucker just goes like this. He goes...
It's the breathing. It's the breathing. He exclusively breathed out of his mouth.
Yeah, he was mouth breathing. He go, bro, why aren't you recovering? I don't remember what I said to him. I think it was something along the lines of, because I went out and touched grass my entire life instead of playing Smash Bros. Like you, and not showering. I don't... This guy smelled so bad. Honestly, he smelled worse than Mike.
I never got the smelly ones. I always got the somewhat weird ones. Aside from the feet incident on my floor, you know, I never had to interact with the smelly ones. I feel bad for you.
Yeah. I mean, I have to get into smelly people's cars now, so I guess it was just training for me.
Yeah, I do the same.
Dude, there's this one car I had to do a software update on. The Loop Tech finished it. They brought it to me. They said, well, excuse me. I need to do a software update done. So I hooked my pod up to that software update. And this is one of those cars where they smoke in it really heavily.
Oh.
The inside of the windshield was stained with nicotine. And I just...
Yeah, I've gotten a few of those.
Got software update done. And to get the thing out, I literally rolled down the window and stuck my head out and just went...
Just take one deep breath.
Get it. Sorry, excuse me. Got it to the front of the dealership, and then just parked it. I didn't even take it outside. I just parked it right in the lane there. I said, "Here, they can drive it out. I'm done. I'm not touching this thing anymore."
I'm not gonna catch venereal disease from this car.
I don't know how many diseases I already caught by touching this thing. I got a really gross one. If you want to hear it, Drew.
I would love to.
Okay, so our newest manager, probably the best one we had, because all the other ones were kind of shit. He used to work at the Chevy store. He was kind of all over the place, but he used to work at the Chevy store. And there is some recall where I think it was on the Chevy Sonic where there was like some connector they had to reach that was under the seat. I don't quite know what was all involved with that recall, but yeah, you had to reach under the seat. Well, this guy drops off his car, and he noticed it smelled pretty bad. So he, warned the tech he gave the paperwork to. He's like, "Hey, this thing smells horrible. You're gonna have to do the recall anyway. No, I'm sorry. So the mechanic reaches in there, goes to where he's supposed to reach for the seat. Then he jumps out and goes, "No, no, no! I'm not doing that." Well, what it turns out is this guy wore adult diapers. Okay.
Oh, gee.
So what he would do is he would, like, if he'd use it and then rip it off and shove it in between the seat and just leave it there.
Mary. Joseph, no.
So I just, I can't imagine people treating their own property like that. Like, you see it every once in a while, but I've never seen one that was that bad. Like, usually it's like I see stuff with cigarette smokes, and it's always a Jeep Renegade. It's always a Jeep Renegade. I don't know why. If it's going to be a disgusting car, it's always a Jeep Renegade, like 9 times out of 10.
For us, it's the good old Chevy Traverse. The mom car.
Yeah.
I think you are neglecting one final story.
Yes. So, I don't think I had a nickname for this guy. But, it was a really slow day at that bowling alley. Actually, there's 2 of them I'm going to tell, but I'm going to tell the bowl of chili story first. So this guy, hello, Phoenix. Are you gonna talk, Phoenix? Phoenix is my cat. He's right here. Okay, so really slow day. I'm sitting there. They had like a speaker in there, and I was playing like, I don't know, probably Beck or some other new rock band. I don't know what I was into at the time. And this kid walks up, and he's just looking in the bowling alley. And I notice him. I say, "Hey, man, you want a bowl?" And he goes, "Yeah, I want a bowl. I want a bowl of chili." And then he runs down the hallway. I'm actually going to draw a little diagram and put it on the side of the screen of how the hallway looked, so it'll make more sense. But he ran down the hallway going, "I want a bowl of chili! I want a bowl of chili!" And then he came back, periodically through the night going, "I want a bowl of chili!" Because he thought it was so funny. So, then he could never live that joke down, because every other time he'd go into bowl, his friends would go, "Bro, you want a bowl of chili?" And then he'd get mad and go, "It was my time."
I remember the cafeteria with him. And I went up to this one student, and I went, "Hey, go up to that one guy and say, bowl of chili." And he goes, "It was one time, guys!"
Alright, so
Oh my lord.
I probably have more stories from the bowling alley, but this is the last one that I remember. And I remember this kid's name. I don't think I had a nickname for him either, but he was, much more socially awkward. More socially awkward than me, which is a lot, okay? But, so, again, it was our slow day, and the bowling alley, they had black lights we could turn on. So I figured, well, it's like,
Lord.
6, it was maybe 7 or 8 o'clock at night, so I figured, what, it's dark out, let's put the black lights on, that'll look cool. And then this kid walks up. Oh, another thing I had to add for context. So, there was a gym, and the maintenance door was towards the back of the gym. Now, they didn't give us a key for that maintenance door. What we'd have to do is they would unlock that door, and then they'd leave a wedge in the door, so it was like left ajar. So that way, we could get in and out of there. But they didn't give us a key to that maintenance room. So, we had to leave the door ajar, but students weren't allowed in there. Honestly, on their part, probably not the best planning, but that's the way it worked at the time. So he walks up, he goes, I saw it back in that maintenance room. I said, "Okay, that's cool. You can't go back there." "Yeah, I saw it back in that maintenance room. That's great, buddy. You can't go back there. Please don't go back there." it looks really cool here. It looks like Fantasia. And he was doing like the...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot this story. Oh, my God.
So, you know, like how a conductor, like a music conductor, will, you know, wave their arms? He was doing that, and he kept repeating that. It looked like Fantasia, and he kept waving his arms like that. I said, that's great, buddy. You want a bowl or not? It looks like Fantasia. That's awesome. You want a bowl or not? And then eventually he just left. I swear he said something else. I don't remember what it was. That's kind of like
yeah.
That's kind of like repeating the same joke over and over again, because you'll think it'll be funny the 5th time you repeat it. Go ahead.
I just want you to know it looked like Fantasia back there. I think that was pertinent information that you needed to know specifically.
I do have another story from Mike when he blew up his car.
Oh, that one's great.
So
it involves me too.
I tried to tell this story before for a story time, one of my other usual videos, but the footage got corrupted, and I said, you know what, I'll just leave it out and save this one for later. So, Mike, I know I'm coughing a lot. I got something going on. Sorry about that. Mike drove I think it was a 98 Monte Carlo. It was like a Chevy Monte Carlo that, it was sad because before he owned it, some sweet old church lady owned it. She'd only drive it to go to the store and then go to church, you know, and she took care of it, and then he bought it. It's funny enough, even though he was in the automotive program, he could not take care of that car, like, at all. But so this thing had an oil leak and a fuel leak, and probably leaked everything, to be honest. It was getting rough shape.
Had a coolant leak on it too. I remember finding that.
Yeah. So, but the oil leak is what we're concerned about today, because one day I think I was like sitting in my dorm just playing like Fallout New Vegas, because I think Drew bought it for me, and I had it on my PC, or maybe it was before that. Either way, I was sitting there doing something in my dorm, and they have like campus security, I guess you could call it, knocked on my dorm saying, hey, Mike, he's running into some car problems at the Secretary of State. You think you can help him out? Now, what I didn't know at the time is I could have said no. I didn't know. You should have said no. I should have said no. I didn't know it was not mandatory. But hey, if I didn't say no, I wouldn't have this story to tell you. So, yeah. So, I drove out there, and this is my Dakota that I drove out there. At the time, it had a really rusted bumper on it. And I know it had a really rusty bumper because every time I bring it into the class for us to do something on it, you and some of our other classmates would go, Tuvik, you need a new bumper, and then you pull rust flakes off it.
Or I'd poke a hole in it with my finger.
So,
when are you going to get new bumper, Tuvik?
So, I drove out there to some Secretary of State office. Now, both him and another classmate were at a different Secretary of State, taking their state certification tests. So I got there and I said, what's going on with this thing? And he says, well, like, if I give it gas, it like doesn't want to go, and I like have no throttle control, and like, I said, okay, just start it and let me see what it's doing. So he starts it, and to this day, I don't know if it was actually like an illusion or if it actually was doing it, but I saw his crankshaft pulley like flopping up and down. I keep thinking of like how the hell that's even possible. Well, here's what I thought of, because of the way he drove this thing, it was either, I call it spur driving, I notice. It's like a thing that they do. It's either It's like if you're driving in GTA or any other video game. You either have your foot all the way down to the accelerator or it's fully off. There's no in between. That's the way he drove this car. And
Yeah,
I'm
it
thinking,
made me
is it
motion sick.
possible that like he bent the end of the crankshaft? I don't know how that would even be possible, but it was bad. And of course, it was making all the bad noises. It had a bottom end knock, like really bad. So I said, "You can't drive this thing back. You got to get it towed out of here." And he didn't have, the number for any tow company. So I had a little business card in my truck with the number for a tow truck on it. I said, "Here, just call this one, have a tow truck come out here and get it." He's on the phone. I think his insurance would have covered a lot of it too, because they said it was only going to be $50 to tow it from there to the school, which was, I forget, it was probably only like 10, 20 miles away. And he goes, "I'm just going to risk it." So he starts driving back, and I'm following him. At this point, I think I called you, and
Yeah,
I said,
you did.
"This guy, he's going to blow up his car, and I'm going to watch." It's going to be...
Yeah, I was in another city, like 45 minutes away, taking my cert exam, and this Mike gentleman called me first. And I went ignore on my phone because I was sitting in front of the Secretary of State's computer. Like, I don't care, dude. Leave me alone. I'm taking a cert exam. When we got out, it was me and 2 other students with me. That's when Travis called with the wonderful news that
Mike was having issues with his car. Go ahead. Oh, you got it? Yeah. So Mike was having issues with it. He called him first, told him he was having issues with his car. So pretty much I'm following him back. I already called him. We get to maybe a mile or so from the school. There's like only one or two more turns we had to make. And I see a bunch of smoke come out from his car. And then I see a bunch of smoke come out from the bottom of his car. And then I see sparks and something fly out. And then he stalled and stopped right in front of someone's driveway. So I walked out, see what flew out of his car. I tried to pick it up, and then, oh wait, that's really hot. So I went back and I grabbed a t-shirt. I picked it up, with that t-shirt to protect myself from the heat. And I realized that's half a connecting rod. He drove it until his engine locked up, and the connecting rod broke and went through the block. So there's a massive hole in the block. Yeah,
this grandma car.
It was done. So I walk up to him, and he's like, I think he'd be more shocked, but he's like, it just stopped. I have no throttle control now. I can't drive it. And I think I showed it to him. I was like, "You're not going anywhere with this being out of your engine, dude." And
didn't he also say when you got there and he was showing you and revving it, he said, "Can't you just tighten it down?"
Oh my god, yes! Yeah, he did say that. "Can't you just tighten what's loose?" No, dude. Your bearings are shot. I can't go in there. I can't phase my hand through the oil pan and try to tighten everything down. This isn't like a video game where you just go up there with a wrench and beat on it until it's fixed.
If only.
Yeah, so... I guess it's the funny part, because he was in the automotive class, bruh, come on. You think I'm going to know any better than you? I mean, I guess, because I actually did work on my own car before going to that class, but, yeah. So, I hooked up my tow strap, and I already knew I might have had to do this, and I was prepared for that, because I already had that rusted out bumper, and I said, if he rear ends me, he's going to hit my rusted bumper, and I'm not really going to care. So, I had to pull him back with a tow strap, back to that school, and he rear-ended me 3-4 times. Because, like, after we dumped it, he's like, I forgot if the engine's not running, the brake pedal's, like, really hard. It's like, yeah, I know. Yeah, maybe if you paid more attention in class, you would have remembered that, buddy. But yeah, that was just the fun times that we both had at that tech school. You know, we get to share that with the world.
Yeah, it was a wild 2 years. That student that we talk about, he contacted me after he graduated, and I blocked him on everything. I blocked him on every platform I could possible because I wanted nothing to do with him after we had left. He was argumentative on top of being smelly, and he didn't pay attention in class. So he was not liked by anyone on that campus. And I feel bad for whatever employer he is currently working under.
You
know, Godspeed.
Yeah. There's just some people that will never learn. And that's in every industry. So if you get like if you go to a mechanic shop and they quote you like a new engine for a leaking radiator, that's why.
Yeah, one of those people. You had Mike as your technician.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna stop recording. Okay, we have a bonus story, but this is before I was there. Go ahead.
So, we all had this shared laundry room place, and I had worked it out where if I go really late at night, the laundry room is empty. So, this was my first semester. This was before COVID as well. So I had a roommate, and roommate had a hard time sleeping at night. So roommate would go wander the campus or go out and wander down in the canteen basement area at like 2 in the morning or 1 o'clock or midnight. This particular night, I decided to do all my laundry at midnight or 1 in the morning. So I was down there, and I'm getting ready to use the elevator to go back up, and my roommate is in the elevator. And I said, hey, what's up? And he's like, I'm having a hard time sleeping. I said, yeah, I can imagine. As we get to the first floor, or would it be, yeah, the first floor from the basement, the doors open, and I swear to God, there is a student there in just his shirt and his underwear with no socks and no shoes on, and he jumps in front of the elevator door and does like a Spider-Man pose, trying to jump scare us. And my roommate and I both looked at each other. They're like, that was kind of weird. And as he's going to leave, he starts doing that like lemur run where he does that sidestep leaping deal and does another Spider-Man jump as he goes to his dorm room. So even though I chose to go at midnight to do my laundry to avoid other students, you still had the occasional weird bird appear. And this poor individual had an unfortunate nickname because he had a severe overbite, so his face kind of looked like a rat. So no one knew his actual name, and we weren't trying to be mean. He kind of embraced the nickname, but everyone just called him Rat Kid. It's unfortunate genetics. But yeah, he would like to run in his underwear at night all over the school. I don't know where any of the security department was, but that was a weird evening.
It's just like a family heirloom. Like, son, one day You're gonna run around in the hallway in the middle of the night in nothing but your underwear and disturb other people. It's a family tradition.
And attempt to jump scare people as they get off the elevator.
So, speaking of the laundry, I actually have another story, like a short one, about that. So, I think they were used to, like, kids just complaining. Like, I think they're used to kids, like, not knowing how to do their laundry, which sounds ridiculous, but, I mean, there's one guy I work with at work that was in the Army, and he said, yeah, there's a lot of people that just don't know how to do their Army. Oh my god, that does not make any sense. What did you just say? Let me restart. There are a lot of people in the Army that don't know how to do their laundry. So, yeah, it's always a treat talking to him. But, anyway, what these kids would do is they'd, like, overload the laundry machine.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So, one night I was doing my wash, and I put all my stuff into one machine, and I started it. Then I start hearing this, like, really bad, like, really loud. Oh, that freaked the dogs out. Just ignore that. And I thought, what the hell is making that noise? And it was my machine, because I shut it off. So then I thought, there's no way I overloaded it. So I took some out, and still did it. Still made the horrible noise. And this was loud. This sounded like a mosh pit. I don't know how to put it, but it sounded like if you were in the front row of a rock concert. That's how loud this machine was. So then I take everything else out, except for one pair of jeans. And it still did it. It's like, okay, there's something wrong with this machine. So I think what I ended up doing is I took all my stuff out, and I moved to a different machine. And then I went up to the office to tell them, like, hey, one of your machines is, like, really messed up. And I go talk to this guy at the office. They're like, yeah, you're just, like, overloading the machine. And I said, no, I took out, like, everything except for one pair of jeans, and it's still making that noise. It's just overloading it. You're just overloading it. Okay, cool, fine. And then a week later, they put a out-of-order sticker on that machine, so...
It's just the abuse that those poor washing machines were on.
Those poor washing machines, they don't get any rest.
Yeah, MCTI was an interesting experience.
MCTI was just a social experiment the entire time. They were just taking
Yeah, it truly was. It truly was a social experiment.
Yeah, if you want to know what, like, the history of that school is, it was built, towards the end of World War II for disabled veterans, actually. That's how the school started. So, if you remember, Drew, the bathrooms wouldn't lock from the inside. They'd lock from the outside.
Hey, yep.
Yep. The reason they did that is because they wouldn't want someone to be able to lock themselves in a bathroom and try to, off themselves in there. I think originally the door was never locked either. I think they added the locks later.
Thank God.
Yeah.
By the way.
But yeah, it started as like a rehabilitation center for war vets, and arguably it still is. I think periodically they do get some like disabled veterans that go there. If they get like lost limbs or something. But now it's majority, kids that have like maybe autism or some sort of mental disorder that go there.
It varied between, like, Timmy has ADHD, and then you would have people with severe learning disabilities.
Yeah.
So you had there was a spectrum, and a majority of the students that we are talking about were not the severely disabled. They were the Timmy that has ADHD and has been coddled for the last 20 years of his life and refuses to learn how to act proper.
Oh yeah, no, seriously, because there'd be some kids that had like horrible disabilities, but they really, worked hard. They
genuinely tried.
Yeah.
They weren't a menace to students and staff around them.
Yeah,
it's a specific form of person
that
we're discussing.
I feel really bad for any veterans that do have to go there. You go to outstanding Afghanistan, you get a leg blown off, then you have to go to deal with spurts for the next year of your life.
I recall them stating the main reason they didn't take as many vets back in is because they couldn't get them to not drink.
Yeah,
Like
I mean, there were bars like not that far from the school, so.
Yeah, the main reason they didn't get a lot of vets is because it's kind of hard to keep them from drinking on campus.
Yeah, and I think alcohol was banned on campus too, so.
Yes, it
That's
was.
nothing out of the ordinary. I think most campuses do that. Alright, I think that's all we got for now. Unless we come up with something else, then we'll start recording again, but... So I just want to say, if I went to war and got one of my limbs blown off, and then I had to go to a school and spend the next year or two of my life with spurgs, I would start drinking too.